Hello everyone, welcome back again to another episode of Francis Entertainment Center. This next story, it's also called How the Grinch Stole Christmas, but it's a different plot from the previous video. And please sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. The people in Whoville enjoy celebrating Christmas with much happiness and joy, except the Grinch, who hatefully resents Christmas and the Whos. He occasionally pulls dangerous and harmful practical jokes on them with vengeance. As a result, no one likes or cares for the Grinch. Meanwhile, a 6-year-old girl named Cindy Lou thinks that everyone is missing the point about Christmas by being more concerned about the gifts and festivities. After her two brothers are scared off by the Grinch and they trespass on his domain, then she herself has a face-to-face encounter with the Grinch at the post office, which he reluctantly saves her life, and Cindy Lou becomes interested in his history. She then asks everyone what they know about him, and soon discover that he has a tragic past. The Grinch arrived in Whoville when he was a baby, and he was adopted by two elderly women. Although he showed some sadistic tendencies as a child, he was rather timid and not cruel as he would become. He was bullied by his classmates, particularly by Augustus Mayhew, who grew up to be mayor of Whoville because of his appearance, with the exception of Martha May Whovier, whom both the Grinch and Augustus had a feeling for. One Christmas season, when he was 8, the Grinch made a gift for Martha, but attempted to shave his face after being made fun of for having a beard, cutting himself by accident. When his classmates saw his face covered with shaving tape the next morning, led by Augustus, they ridiculed him, calling him a hack job due to the Grinch unintentionally cutting himself in the process. He lost his temper, trashed the classroom, and ran away to live on Mount Crumpet, a mountain north of Whoville. Cindy Lou, touched by the story, decides to make the Grinch the main participant of the Whovilleation, much to the great displeasure of Mayor Mayhew, who reluctantly agrees after pressure from the townspeople, who have been warmed by Cindy Lou's generous spirit. When Cindy Lou goes to Mount Crumpet and offers an invitation to the Grinch, he turns her down. He gradually changes his mind due to the promise of an award, the presence of Martha at the celebration, and the chance to upset the mayor. Just as the Grinch is enjoying himself, Mayor Mayhew gives him an electric shaver as a present, reminding him of his awful humiliation at school. Augustus then asks Martha to marry him, promising her a new car in return. In response, the Grinch berates the Whos and criticizes Christmas, claiming that the holiday is only about gifts that they will just dispose of it later, in the hopes of making them too ashamed to celebrate the holiday. The Grinch then goes on to ruin the party by burning the Christmas tree with a makeshift flamethrower, but his actions prove to be fruitless as the Whos have a spare tree, which the Grinch sees them erect before he leaves. Mayor Mayhew then harshly scolds Cindy Lou for inviting the Grinch, making her feel ashamed. The Grinch, knowing that his attack has failed to remove the Whos' Christmas spirit, instead concocts a plan to steal all their presents while they are sleeping. Creating a Santa suit and a sleigh with his own dog Max as a reindeer, the Grinch arrives at Whoville, stealing all the Whos' Christmas gifts. He's almost discovered by Cindy Lou, but lies to her in order to get away. On Christmas morning, the Whos discover the Grinch's scheme, and the mayor blames Cindy Lou for the whole disaster. However, her father, Lulu Who, the Whoville postmaker, finally stands up to the mayor, having had enough of his attitude, reminds everyone that they still have the Christmas spirit, the one thing that doesn't come from a store, and the true meaning of Christmas is spending it with family and friends, not about the gifts, the contests, or the fancy lights. The people accept his words and begin to sing, hoping that the change of mood would inspire the Grinch. Cindy Lou goes to Mount Crumpet to find him. The Grinch reveals that he intends to push the stolen gifts off the top of the mountain after he hears the Whos crying. However, instead of crying, he hears the joyful singing of the Whos. Infuriated over the failure of his plan, the Grinch has an epiphany about what Christmas is really about. Not material gifts, but spending time with loved ones, an insight that profoundly touches him and causes his heart to go grows to 3 times its original size. When the sleigh full of stolen gifts begins to go over the edge of the cliff, the Grinch desperately tries to save them to no avail. However, when he realizes that Cindy Lou has come to wish him a Merry Christmas and is in danger of falling off the cliff with the sleigh, the Grinch finds enough strength to lift the sleigh, the gifts, and Cindy Lou to safety. After a long descent down Mount Crumpet, the Grinch returns to Whoville with Max, Cindy, and the gifts. He confesses to the burglary, tearfully apologizes for his actions towards the Whos, and surrenders himself to the police as they arrive. But the Whos reconcile with him, much to May Who's dismay. Martha turns down Augustus's proposal and decides she would rather stay with the Grinch instead. The reformed Grinch, along with Max, begins a new life with the Whos, commemorating the Christmas feast with them in his cave.